Welcome to Modular Hippo, the channel where I'm trying to build a 36-foot aluminium sailboat in my backyard. In this episode, episode 19, I will be looking at some keel box extrusions that are now in place, as well as building 2 concrete slabs for the lead melting device that I will be using. Also looking at stage 21 of the cost tracking, which is the 4 first bulkhead seen from the bow and forward. So bulkhead 1, 2, 3 and 4. So let's take a look. This is what happens when you think you're strong enough to single-handed guide a 300 kilo trailer downhill. I'm just happy that I managed to jump out of the way before I lost control. 30 minutes later, we are now hooked and ready to go. Hopefully this will stay in place, because as I said before, if it comes off, I'm not building another one. Quick recap on what parts I'm getting welded. First is this replacing one hole with another hole, which is UK format. We have those 2 lock up pin end caps that needs to go on. This is for the strainer, so there's a strainer bracket to screw the strainer to. And these 2 brackets that the whole keel will rest against when it's in its downward position. So let's give it a go. Keel box is now back, and we have a bracket for the sea strainer. So it will be interesting to attach the sea strainer and make sure that those hoses I was talking about in the previous episode will go perfectly aligned with this side. I also have the plugs welded, so it's welded both on the inside and on the outside. Not sure if that's a little bit of overkill, but I'd rather have too much weld than too little weld. And we also have the brackets. I don't know if you can see the 2 brackets there that the keel will be resting on in its downward position. So those have been welded properly as well. All I need to do now is to get this big keel box off the trailer and then attach the keel again, so that I can make sure that everything lines up as it should. When the keel is also attached again, I can make sure that the lockup pin is aligned with the keel hole itself, and if I need to do any adjustments on that, now it's a good time to do it. So I'm going to leave it at this point. Summer has come to an end and the autumn is approaching, as well as winter. Winter's going to be here before I know it, so I need to sort out the 2 concrete slabs that the lead melting devices are going to rest on, so that I can do that lead casting during the next coming months. I'm gonna make 1 slab for this melting vessel, and then I am going to raise the actual tank up with breeze blocks and additional supports, so that when I tip the copper tubing into the sand casting box, it's then at the right level. So I'm going to create a smaller concrete slab for the actual sand casting box, so that is perfectly straight. So that's what I'm starting with. We got a hole. Let's put it in here. Bit larger pieces to support it. When this cement is set, I'll then create another one for this one, and then I will align the heights so that the drop of the lead goes straight into the hole of the box. So that's the plan, at least. Slab number 1. got a hole. Now we just need a frame. And we got a frame. So now we just need a little bit of rubble at the bottom. And then make sure the frame is vertically straight, flat. And then some concrete. I love UK, it's a great country. The weather. Can't wait to sail away in some nice weather. I hope I have concreting because it's really hammering down. It started just as I started to mix the cement. But I guess we'll see tomorrow. This is the reality of building a boat on weekends. When you work Monday to Friday, you just can't wait for that sun, or you just need to crack on, hope for the best. So the concrete has now cured and it is flat enough for me to work with, which is good. So all I need to do now is to go and pick up some breeze blocks, because I need to raise this unit up a bit so that the flow of lead is in height with the opening of the lead casting box that you can't see in this clip. I also want to secure this big thing a little bit more with breeze blocks, because when the 400 kilo lead is in it and it's melted, I don't want it to go anywhere. So 8 of these breeze blocks, solid ones, and a little bit of salmon cement should do the trick. I now got the breeze blocks to raise this unit here, so I think this is a good time to leave this part until the weather clears up a bit, because I want it to be dry when I start working with this. So here are the 4 first bulkheads parked up. They have been welded and they are ready for the hardback frame as and when I have one. I'm still looking for a place where I can build the actual hull. So in essence, these are individual parts that are welded into the structure of a bulkhead. So it's not much to it on these parts, to be honest. So I started from the bow and done bulkhead 1, 2, 3 and 4. And I will continue getting the metal or the aluminium in series of 4, because that's roughly what I can afford at the time on a monthly scale, and push forward, and hopefully before I know it I should have all the bulkheads stored and ready to go. The biggest cost on these 4 bulkheads was the material and laser cutting. The actual welding wasn't that much work or cost. So more about that in the cost breakdown. Stage 21, bulkheads 1 to 4. Total cost came to 2,681.32 Great British pounds, which is roughly 3,634.42 US dollars. The reason for the high cost of this stage is simply that 45.12% of the cost, 1,209.86, which is 1,639.93 US dollar, fell on me buying welding equipment and took welding lessons during this period. Part of the material was actually only 36.33%, which is 974.02 Great British pounds, which is 1,320.24 US dollars. The rest, 18.55%, which is 497.44 Great British pounds, 674.25 US dollars, was external labor for me. So that was the laser cutting and the welding in this case. If you're interested in this cost breakdown, then a link to the itemized blog breakdown for this stage can be found in the description below. As always, any questions you might have, just put them in the comments and I will respond within 24 hours. Conclusion. We have now reached the total spending of 17,043.32 Great British pounds, which is roughly 21,588.23 US dollars. If you followed me, you know that I've outsourced machining and welding up to this point, which has added a lot of external labor costs. If you have access to industrial lathes and you can weld yourself, then there's a lot of money to be saved here. The total breakdown of all stages to this point in percentage is parts and material 39.51%, welding, external welding 12.64%, laser cutting external 6.85%, lathing and machining 18.20%, tools and miscellaneous, which is everything from buying concrete and drills, and it's 11.95%, and the build plans themselves up to this point stands for 10.84% of the total cost. Conclusion: if all you needed was build plans and parts and material, then you would at this stage have spent 49.65% less than I have spent at this stage. In other words, you could slash my spending in half if you did all this work yourself. If you're interested in a total cost breakdown, then a link to this Google Doc spreadsheet can be found in the description. And as always, any questions you have, stick them in the comments and I will respond within 24 hours. Thank you for watching this episode 19, and apologies for any swear words I might have used in this episode. If you're new to this channel and want to see more, please know that there's also a special, not a special, but there's a playlist for the motor build and another playlist for electrical components I'm using for this boat as well. So feel free to subscribe. If you have any comments, put them in the comments. If you have any ideas that might help me, feel free to put them in there as well, and I'll see you next time. Take care.